Hey everyone, I just wanted to show you how I made a really simple, cute little shadow box decoration. Feel free to change it up for the season and make it more Christmassy. Here's the finished product. I think it turned out absolutely adorable. And here's what you'll need. Your favorite cutout words, a small shadow box, your favorite wood stain and an applicator, some foam brushes, some paint, pretty foliage, and wood glue. I also grabbed decorative craft paper for a background but opted not to use it. So I started just by first sanding, which you don't see in the recording, but you have to sand the entire shadow box and then stain it to your liking. I stained it once and I didn't think it ended up dark enough, so I decided to stain it a second time. Make sure you stain all the sides and the back depending on if you're going to be able to see that side. Then I just poured out some paint onto a styrofoam plate. I used the light ivory color. I thought that would contrast really well with the wood stain. I thought it was going to be easier to use a foam brush to apply the paint, but it was a little bit difficult trying to get into all of the bends and in the negative spaces, so just be really careful while you're doing that and try to make sure to get inside all of the letters because they will be visible. This was the most time-consuming part of the entire project, but just remember to be very careful with it because the piece is fragile. I also had to wait for it to completely dry to paint the back side because I was going to possibly place it somewhere where you were going to be able to see the back of the letters. Alright, lesson learned. Be a little bit more patient and don't pick up the words to paint them. Now wipe off any of the excess stain since it's been on there for about 15 minutes. Now it's time for the word placement. I thought it would look really great to have floating words. I placed both of the words first just to see where I wanted to set them because the first word kind of fit into the second word. Since the word B is separated into two individual letters, I left the E to use as a guide for the placement of the B. I just used wood glue to adhere them to the shadow box. You have to place them down gently because they will slip around with the wood glue, but don't worry, they will stick on just fine. Now that I'm happy with the placement, I'll move on to gluing on the other word. After figuring out the placement, I saw that the majority of the word was going to be floating, so I probably couldn't stick it on with wood glue only. I tried tacking it down with a hot glue gun. Now I had a few different options for the foliage, so I placed each one in there just to see what they would look like. I thought the orange would contrast with the words, so I wanted to use those. Be sure to have some really sharp scissors if you're gonna need to cut the stems. I saw how well it fit and I just needed to trim it a little bit to make it fit perfectly into the corner. So I'll pick it up. I totally touched it. In the arms of the angel. Alright, so the hot glue obviously didn't work, so I just ended up super gluing it. Super glue fixes anything, right? So here is the finished product on my table. I think it turned out gorgeous. I am a very beginner level crafter, so if I can do this, you can too. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. I'd love to hear what you think of it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!